Hello.
Hey, how's it going? How's it going?
How's it going?
Doing good. Just looking around to see if anybody would be interested in debating the topic of veganism.
Yes.
Awesome. Do you eat
So,
animals?
so yes, I do. I quite
Okay,
like
and
I
do
quite like seafood myself, and I enjoy the satisfaction of eating a medium rare ribeye occasionally. Very
and you don't
great for
see
diet,
any
very good protein.
you see any sort of ethical issue with that or not?
Mm, no one feels right killing an animal. And honestly, personally, I find it quite fucked up to see the massive farms of animals, the mass killings of animals. I don't really like that. But
Okay, so
you
you
know,
personally find it fucked up, but not enough to
as human
not
beings
participate in
ourselves,
it.
well, myself, I've gone and caught fish and had it and eaten the fish that I've caught. No one feels good doing it, but as human beings, we require a balanced diet. And as other animals in this world, they kill animals every day as well. So, what is the main difference?
Okay, I can we can talk about that. What were the questions again?
My questions?
Yeah,
Um,
you said that we require a balanced diet, and then you asked me a question.
fuck, I might have just forgot what I said.
Okay,
Excuse
no
me.
no worries, no worries. Let me ask you something. Would you find it morally wrong if we were to do to humans what we were currently doing to animals,
Yes.
and wrong enough to act on it and not support it, for example?
Well, killing humans is different from killing an animal, and it is. In my, you may not believe what I have to say, but as from my religion, Christianity, uh, "Thou shalt not murder" is part of my religion. I find murder wrong. I am unsure about, but killing someone for protection is obviously different. You have someone that tries to kill you. You shoot them. Killing a human being is different from, I believe, just killing an animal. For we need the food that comes from animals, just how lions need the food that comes from gazelles, just how dogs and cats need protein from meat, and that's their base of diet. Even fish.
Okay, you're arguing a couple of things one at a so let's try to stay one at a time. So you touched about nutrition. We can touch that topic, but you said you were against murdering humans. Okay, so my
Mhm.
question to you about that would be, what's the morally significant difference between humans and animals that makes you think it would be uh, a moral obligation not to holocaust humans but not animals?
Well, humans are much more and superior and intelligent and much different from what animals are. And
What are
whether or
those
not how
differences? What are the differences that justify the difference in
the human
treatment?
mind, you would never see an animal, a monkey, be able to think about the things and create the things that humankind create itself. And then again, I don't find it wrong for a human killing an animal for nutrition and food.
Okay, so a human killing a human for nutrition or food, you said, or an animal?
Animal, a human
Oh,
killing a
okay,
human, that's obviously cannibalism, and it's
okay,
quite
okay.
messed
So
up.
so let me ask you, do you admit that not all humans have equal intelligence? Do you know that? What do you
Mm,
think about mentally disabled humans? Do they have less value just because they're less
no,
intelligent?
no, they don't.
Okay, so that
They're
can't be
still
the
a human
difference.
being. Human beings and animals are different, and whether you want to see it or not, they are completely different. Their
I mean, I
intelligence,
admit I
whether or not
admit that
being
there are
autistic
differences,
or having
obviously.
mental, whether or not they have mental, they are entirely different from every animal on Earth. Even when you compare some of the smartest animals on Earth.
Okay, so let me ask you this. Let's say we found a human that had the same mental abilities as an animal. It was that mentally disabled that he was just, indifferentiable, subjectively speaking, from a cow or a chicken. Would it be fine to murder and eat that human?
No, because we don't eat humans, and
Oh,
murdering
so the
humans is
difference
wrong.
that okay, so the difference is not intelligence. Then
Murdering humans
it
is
would be
wrong, but
humanity.
killing it, murdering humans is wrong, but killing an animal for food is not wrong.
Okay, and what's that difference that makes one wrong and not the other? Is it species that one's from a species from the
It's
species?
it's
Mhm.
it's a lot of things, and some of it I can't fully downright explain myself. I don't have all the answers for it, but it's what I can say.
Well,
Um,
you have enough answers to say that one it's okay to Holocaust one but not the other. So what are those differences?
well, it's just
What
that
makes
humans
a
and
human
animals are
that much
different.
more valuable than an animal?
Animals are here for food and comfort,
I mean,
and
you
that
said two things there.
with some animals,
You said that
yeah,
there are differences,
yeah.
and I
So
agree
there are
with you that
certain
there are
differences for
differences.
animals.
Can I get
Obviously,
my thought
obviously,
across, please?
yeah. But
Yeah.
hold
So
on, I'm just gonna quickly say it real quick that there's
okay.
obviously some animals that have there's no point in eating at all. I mean, there's no point in they're meant for strict. They're almost meant for just comfort and just to be there. Like for example, why would you eat a dolphin? There's literally no point to eat a dolphin.
Oh, I don't think there's a point to eat any animals, but we can talk about that in a moment. Let me just respond to the first thing that you said. You said that there's some differences. I agree. There are differences between us and animals. I agree there are differences between tall and short people, between different races of humans. There are physical
That's
differences.
completely different. It's completely
Yeah,
different when you're
but I
comparing the mind of a human being to
let
an
me
animal.
please, but dude, you're I'm sorry, I don't mean to be rude or anything, but you're interrupting me way too much. Let me finish my thought really quick. Like, I admit that there's some differences, but I don't see any difference that justifies the difference in treatment. Like, for example, there's differences between a fat and a skinny person, but that difference wouldn't justify me murdering one over the other. So what I'm asking you, what are the differences that justify the difference in treatment? And about your second point, that why the hell would we
What I
kill
have an answer.
a whale? No, let me respond to your second. You said two things. Let me please respond to the both things you said. So you said why on earth would we murder and kill and eat a dolphin? Well, I will ask you the same thing about any other animals. We have plant-based alternatives. Why on earth would we kill and eat any animal? So yeah, so you can respond to the first thing, and then we can talk
I'm just gonna
about the second
respond
one.
to this as a final thing from, and this is for my religion. Uh, the Bible teaches us we are not to abuse or punish animals in a cruel way. God has created them, and mankind has dominion over the animals. Cruelty is wrong, and that is inherently just wrong to be cruel to an animal. But we have dominion over animals, and we can eat them, just how a
Okay, so
lion would eat a
it comes
gazelle.
down to your religious faith. That would be the justification. Okay, so let me ask you a couple of things about your religion. You said that we have dominion over animals, but do you believe in an all powerful, benevolent God? Right? You think God is all good,
God is all good. Yes.
and you think animals do suffer and they want to live, right? Or do you disagree?
Animals do suffer, and they do want to live, but death is a part of life.
Sure, that death is a part of life, but you wouldn't kill a human and justify it saying that. So,
A human
I
is
mean,
different.
okay, a human is different, but let me ask you something about your benevolent God. Do you think if God is all good, would He prefer that we avoid causing unnecessary cruelty to animals if we can just eat something else? Or do you think a benevolent God wouldn't care about animal suffering?
So God Himself, we it's hard to say for sure. It's not wrong to kill animals necessarily, but it's it's hard to really say on that. But generally what I can say is it's not wrong, and it is part of what we need in a human diet.
Okay, so two things there. So you brought up nutrition again. We can touch nutrition, but
Hmm.
y- a benevolent God. Okay, so would you think a benevolent God preferred if we didn't harm animals, if we can avoid it? Like, do you think he would prefer if we had all this alternative? Like, I know what you're saying, that he gave us dominion and a permission to do to animals stuff that we needed to do, but if we had other options, don't you think a benevolent God would prefer that we avoid causing cruelty if we can prevent it?
That's hard to say. What I have a hard to say on what I'm gonna try and search for an answer here. But I have no answer for you for that.
Yeah, yeah, because interesting. Like, I'm not Christian myself, but I know there are some Christian vegans, and some of the arguments that they say is that I know one that's a conservative Christian.
Jesus ate fish. Jesus ate fish.
Yeah, but there's something interesting about Jesus. Actually, he's the first person on earth who created vegan options. He actually made a fish appear into thin air, already dead. So it was the first mock meat to ever exist. It was from Jesus. Very interesting story if you believe that from the Bible. But like, I do think that if there's a benevolent God out there, like he and I was talking about Matthew Scully, who's a Christian vegan. The argument that he puts forth is that, yeah, God gave us a dominion over animals, but dominion doesn't mean do whatever the fuck we want with animals. It means be guardians of the animals, and he did give us a permission, if we were in a survival situation or whatever, to use animals to survive the humanity, which is the one that's created in God's image. But there's no way that a benevolent God would support the sort of thing we're doing to animals right now. So even from a Christian point of view, it would make sense
I
to
don't
go
think that
vegan.
God. I don't think that God would. I don't think that God would want the massive killing. The massive. I'm talking massive killings of animals. I don't think
Yeah,
God would want
what we are
that. I
already
would
doing.
think that. I would think that it would not be wrong to raise animals on a farm, not mass producing them, but raising them and then eating them. Now, I don't think that that's necessarily wrong at all, but cruelty to animals, I would say, is wrong.
Yeah, but do you admit that the sort of thing we are doing to animals, for example, in factory farms, and by the way, we're like
Factory
taking the
farms, now,
life.
see, I don't like that. I don't really like that, but then again, nutrition.
Yeah, but that's 95% of the available. So okay, let's touch nutrition. That just you. But by the way, just to do you concede the point that from that argument that a benevolent God would prefer that we avoid unnecessary cruelty, so it would be morally superior to avoid participating on factory farms, at least.
Hold on 1 second. Can you give me one
No
one
worries.
second? I'm having something real.
Yeah,
I
no
will be
worries.
like a minute. All right, I'm back. I would like to give you one thing. Genesis 9:3. Everything that lives and moves about will be food for you. Just as I have given you green plants, I now give you everything. That is a quote from the Bible itself. We are allowed and to
Yeah.
eat them, and that is allowed. And I don't find it wrong to do that. If it was
Okay.
inherently
Yeah,
in a
and
terrible sin, and if it was said to be much more, I obviously would probably try not to eat meat. But then again, it is not that way. Animals are inherently different from men.
yeah, I understand what you say, but like I think the Matthew Scully, he said that there's multiple ways to interpret that passage, and the way he thinks makes more sense from the point of view of a benevolent God is that, yes, he gave us the permission, so yes, everything is food if you need to in a survival
Yeah,
situation.
God would probably honestly prefer us to do that. He would probably prefer it, but it is our choice to do it, and it is not a sin to eat animals, as stated in the Bible.
Okay, yeah,
I'm
but
and I and
do
it is not wrong to do. It is not wrong either way. Now, I'm sure God would probably like it, but there doesn't mean I'm forced to do that.
Yeah, so but
Again,
if he prefers one over the other, then you would admit that one is ethically superior over the other. So
I
yeah,
don't
that's
have
why
to do that.
Matthew
It is
Christian
on. It's a
Christian
choice. It is a choice that is not a sin. If you know the
Yeah,
Bible,
but
you would
we
know
we
that
have the choice to we have the free will to commit evil, right? That doesn't mean it's good
as humans
on
ourselves.
the eyes on the. Please, dude, like you're back to interrupting me like crazy.
Okay, I'm gonna say
Like,
this though, but you come up with some things and you say, and you're not listening to exactly what I'm saying either. You're using my words in a wrong way.
okay, that's a valid interruption there. So what am I what am I mischaracterizing you on?
Also, I don't mean to be also rude either against you, but you have talked much more than I have. I am also trying to get some words out and recorrect you on some of the things that you do say. Now,
Okay, go
I
ahead.
can't remember some of the examples. I can't remember some of the example, but you have been doing that. I don't mean to interrupt.
Okay, I'm sorry if I have
I,
been
I
doing
have
that.
given I have given you if you read the Bible and you understood the Bible, as humans we are already sinners we are always sinners. There's from the moment we're born we're going to hell. But we can look to God and Jesus to try to become better and to understand that we can receive forgiveness and enter the kingdom of heaven. But killing an animal is, from what I'm aware, I do not believe is a sin. I don't think it is.
Okay, and do you think
And
that's
it's
open to
stated from the Bible,
interpretation?
and from the Bible, we don't killing an animal is not a sin. Therefore, it is not something I have to change. And
Well, many Christians would disagree with you there.
well, not really,
Yes,
because it's not a
yeah,
force of speech.
there are.
Since it's not a sin and it is not wrong, and we have been given permission by God, the Almighty Power.
Well, you think
Then,
it's not a sin. Some Christians do think it's a sin.
well, whatever.
Uh,
Well, I guess we're just gonna start saying the Bible is wrong now. Is that what you would like to
No,
prefer?
no. Big like they find the answer in the Bible. Like I'm like you could read the book
I
by
found the answer in the
Dominion by
Bible.
Matthew Scully. That the answer that he found, like he the way he believes we should interpret that and is the correct way, is that yes, God gave us dominion, blah blah blah, but He's benevolent, and He, if we could avoid animal cruelty, unnecessary animal cruelty, a benevolent God
That's not
would
animal. It's
much
not
more
animal
prefer.
cruelty to kill an animal for nutrition. It is not animal cruelty. What is animal cruelty is killing animals for no apparent reason and mass killing animals. That's what I would consider. Animal cruelty is
And
torturing
that's what we're
animals for
doing.
no
You
reason. It
already
is not
admitted
torturing
earlier that
animals for
that's
no reason to eat it for food as nutrition, as we have been given dominion and have
well.
the permission to eat these animals. Just how
Okay,
a
couple of
lion
things.
kills other animals. Well, you wanna say I'm wrong,
Dude, you're a
in
little
right?
you're getting a
Because
little riled up. Like you just take a breath. Okay, you're like
but
kind
I
of
have but
screaming
I have said
right now.
I have said the same things from you, and from what I have read in the Bible, and what I've just now pulled up just to check myself, just to check myself. You are still saying I'm wrong, even though I have pulled the answer from the Bible. You are
Yeah,
believing
and
someone else to say
I'm telling you that what you just read me, I agree with you. That's in the Bible, but a benevolent God would prefer if we reduce suffering, and
who's
that's why
wait, say again.
Matthew's,
What kind of
dude,
God?
you're a
What kind of God?
benevolent God, a benevolent God.
Elaborate that. What does that mean exactly?
It
I've
means
heard it. I just
good. It just means good. All good God. Yeah, but
I believe
anyway,
what God says.
what Matthew Scully puts forth, okay, he wrote the book Dominion. He's not an animal rights advocate. He just calls for mercy, to have mercy for these beings that you agree they have the ability to suffer. So why support unnecessary suffering of these animals? And you mentioned a couple of things. You mentioned because we needed to survive or to for a proper nutrition. You already wrong there because we can eat something else. There's like we
So
can
as
have.
humans, we do need meat for the right protein. Protein, if you want to become built and you want to have muscles, you have to eat meat. You have to. You can eat vegetables and you will survive your whole life, but you will be a
Okay,
weak fuck
okay,
and you won't be
let's
able to
go
do
there.
jack
Okay,
shit.
let's go there to nutrition. But first, please let's close the religious argument. Do you
But I
agree
just I just don't
that
appreciate how you want to state that I'm wrong in what I say. I've tried.
I'm
I
not
look at
saying
what you
you're
said
wrong.
before,
I'm not saying
and
you're
I
wrong.
double
I
check
agree with you.
myself on
There,
what it
that's
is.
in the Bible.
But I have checked what the Bible is, and that is not a sin. Therefore, if it's not a sin, it is fine.
Okay, but you agree that what's in the Bible is open to interpretation. The reading, the idea that you get from the reading might be wrong. Like you might be reading it the wrong way. And Matthew Scully's argument.
I'm also a Protestant as well, and there's different ways on how what different Christians believe on how the Bible should be interpreted, and that's debatable. That's an entirely different argument in itself. But as a Protestant, as from where I come from, what I try to listen to what Jesus said. I don't exactly I listen to my preacher speak. I listen to that, right?
Okay, so
Plenty of times, and
yeah,
I
let's.
listen to the
Okay,
on you're interrupting. So hold on. I
okay,
listen
sorry.
to and the interpretation from what I get, but I am encouraged to read it myself and to see what I find. And from how that goes, I find the same thing that the preacher says. We
Okay,
as a Baptist Protestant, we read the Bible and we listen, and it is between our personal relationship with Jesus Christ. It is not some priest just narrating and saying it's what I say it is. It is from what we see after we listen.
okay. Can I respond?
Yes.
Okay, so you've previously said a couple of things that led me to believe that you do think some of the things we're doing to animals are wrong. Like you said,
Mhm.
mass killing them. You mentioned that factory farms are fucked up. So I just want to ask you this: if they're fucked up, and if mass killing animals is wrong, would you think a benevolent God would prefer if we didn't support those industries that are wrong according to you?
Sometimes it's the only way around. Just for example, around in my area to get a prop. If I would like, my family cooks on the grill. Try to cook on the grill every week. Sometimes we need to get chicken. Sometimes we need to get certain meat, and that's just the area that we know that we can get it from, and that's in a Walmart store where they're selling meat. You know,
Okay.
and that's
Okay.
just where I have to get my meat from. That's where I can get proper meat from because sometimes it's hard to find a good place and somewhere that you properly trust that will sell good meat where you can purchase, you know.
Okay, so let me ask you this, like that I just that's an empirical question, so you might be right that the area you live in is just completely impractical, maybe even impossible to go vegan. But let's say for the sake of argument that you found out, oh wait, there are some options that are not factory farmed, and there are even some vegan options here. So would you admit that from the point of view of a benevolent God, it would be better if you didn't support those industries, if you had the alternatives to not support those
Um,
cruel industries?
I mean, I think I don't know if it's necessarily sin that we do that. I don't, and that's really hard to say. But I think it would probably be better to do it, yes, but then again, it's something I'm honestly willing to accept. And even though I dislike it, it's something that I'm willing to accept to be able to get the meat that I need.
Okay, so
Now, that's just how it is.
if it's better, what's the obstacle? Why not do it if it's better?
Well, like I said, it's hard to find the proper place. Like like some places, if you live in the right area, you can find a great area where people fresh catch fish. Like if you see some of these very nice restaurants, they have boats that come in and they get a few fish a day that get served to the customers. Now that's a great way on how it should be done, but because of how big human population has become, the mass producing of animals is almost needed to be able to supply the entire world for food.
Yeah, that's why 90% of the 95% of the products, or even more, are factory farmed. But yeah, I still think it would be wrong from the point of view of a benevolent God to kill an animal needlessly. It would be like it would depend on your definition of cruelty. But I think robbing a being of future experience, and when that being just wants to keep living, that they value their own lives.
An
Why
animal is
why
not a being. An animal is,
Well,
like I said, an animal is not the same from a human at all.
I'm not
It
arguing.
cannot
I'm
make
not
the
arguing
same
that the same.
decision.
I'm not arguing that they're the
But
same.
in
By
the way in the way that you said it was a being, and it's not
yeah, but
that.
and by the way, by being, I'm just meaning an individual with sentient experience. So in other words, an animal has subjective experience, and that's just the way I'm defining being here in
I
this
think we've been
context.
wrapped around in the same subject for a while. We're going in circles here.
No,
I
I don't think
honestly,
so. I
I could
think I
probably
think
provide
I'm
you with a
starting
better
to see a
answer.
lot of inconsistencies. I'm starting to see a lot of inconsistencies in your view. I don't think I think
If
there's a lot of
if you think
things
I'm
to.
inconsistent, I've tried. Like I said, I follow what the Bible says, and that's what I try. And there might be some more answers in there that I may be unaware of, but right now, this is what the most of part of what I see, and I don't think that it's necessarily wrong to kill an animal, as stated from the Bible.
Yeah,
Okay,
but you did
but
suggest
if
that it
you,
was
like I said,
better to not support animal cruelty. You did say it. Like it came from
animal
you.
cruelty is different from killing an animal for food. Like I said,
And it wouldn't be cruel to rob them of future experience. Why?
because animals are inherently different from animals. I mean, humans. Excuse me. Damn it. Okay, we're
Yeah,
going in
that's
circles. You want to go to the nutrition side?
yeah, sure, but like I would like a concession that it would be better to not support animal cruelty,
Yeah, but it's not a sin.
but it would be better.
It's not animal cruelty to kill an animal for food.
Okay, okay.
What
Let's
what
say
animal cruelty is torturing an animal for no apparent reason and killing animals for no apparent reason.
yeah,
That's what
but
I would consider
you have
animal
made
cruelty.
that modern slaughterhouse practices do inflict suffering, and you do admit that suffering is strong. So, do you admit that a vegan diet causes less suffering, and therefore it would be better than to support needless cruelty?
Well, as a human, we need meat to survive.
Okay, perfect. Let's go to the nutrition.
Okay,
Why are you saying we need meat? Like what's in meat that
all right.
we can't find in plant-based sources?
There's a lot of really good plant-based sources. I know there's plenty of good ones, but I've known some vegans in my life, and they only eat these vegan meals, and but they take pills every day because of it. They're skinny as hell. They're not getting the proper nutrition that they need to get meat better on their bones. And I'd say the best diet in the world to be eaten is uh cold fish, not cold, I would, if you know what I mean, like Alaskan caught fish with the proper side of vegetables. The omega 3s that are in fish are so importantly critical, and they're so good for you. It is insane. It is better than everything that you could find inside of vegetables.
Okay, so that's an empirical claim that I would need to see some evidence. But like you said something that you suggested that plant-based diet are nutritionally deficient. Like I'm just gonna tell you that the science disagree with you. Like the Academy of Nutrition and Dietetics, which is the
You said,
largest.
what did I say?
Did what?
You said I said what now?
No, you suggested that plant-based diets are nutritionally inferior to meat-based
You mean,
diets.
I wouldn't say, I would say that they're very good for specific things. Certain vegetables are very good for specific things, but if you like, for example, if you want to get built and you want to have very muscles, you want to get muscular as a man, you need to eat meat. You're not going to get it properly done by eating strictly only vegetables, and that's just how
Okay,
that is.
yeah, that's just, and
And
that's
you want to talk about,
incorrect.
and you want to talk the most, like I said, the most healthiest meal
You're
is
wrong, by the way.
fish.
You can I respond to
Hey,
something you said is false?
you want to tell me why I'm wrong?
Yeah, so the Academy of Nutrition and Dietetics, which is the largest organization of nutritional experts on Earth, they released a peer-reviewed statement, uh, uh, which they concluded from all the available evidence on plant-based diets that they are not only uh, nutritionally adequate throughout all stages of the life cycle, including to athletes, by the way. They provide many health benefits as well. So all of the nutrition that we need, all of the things that we need to survive, everything that you can find in meat or what, not everything, but everything we need to be healthy and thrive and have benefits, you can find it in plants. Obviously, you do have to supplement with vitamin B12, but that's just part of the vegan diet. You take a B12 supplement. By the way, the nutritionists
I don't really
recommend.
think I want to take your B12 supplement. I'd like to get the stuff that I
Uh,
need naturally
I was just
instead of
gonna
taking
finish.
supplements. I'm not taking
Let me
supplements.
just finish my point. Let me finish my point. Scientists recommend that everybody supplements with B12 because their
I'm
B12
not taking your
deficiencies
fucking
are common.
supplements.
Well, the animals that you eat are supplemented with vitamin B12, so you're taking it
Yeah,
already
because
anyway.
I'd like to take it naturally. Because naturally, that's where you would get it.
No,
So, like I said,
the animals get injections, B12 injections. So you are getting it
natural.
from supplements.
So you're saying the fish that I'm eating is getting injected before I'm eating it because
No,
where I'm
that would be factory farm cows, chickens, and pigs.
the fish that I'm talking about the
Yeah,
fish.
cows,
I
chickens,
do not
and
eat
pigs.
factory.
Sorry.
I don't eat factory farm fish. I may have been just thinking I'm strictly talking mostly about fish here, but the f- no
Do you
because the
eat
fish
cows, chickens,
I
and
don't.
pigs?
Yes.
Okay, those are if they're factory farmed, they are injected by vitamin B12, so you are getting supplemented anyways. But either way, scientists recommend people to take a supplement either way
Where do they
because
get the B12?
who
Where do they get the B12? The vitamin.
where where does who get the B12?
How do they make the vitamin? What is it for?
Uh,
What does
they
it
they
originate?
they make it synthetically. Vitamin B12 is from bacterial origin, so some bacteria that live in the soil they create the vitamin B12, and naturally animals the animals that can digest grass and stuff like that. So the how do you call them? Whatever. So those animals who would consume that, and that would be their source of B12. They also produce it in their gut, but not in they need to consume it externally as well to survive like humans. But modern animals, like because of many reasons, because of cobalt deficiencies in modern soil, because factory farm animals do not eat directly from the soil, they eat grains. Those animals are supplemented B12. So if you're consuming cow, chickens, and pigs, you are consuming synthesized B12, which is the same kind of B12 like
Well,
cyanocobalamin. It's the
no, I
same
think I
kind of
just would
B12
rather
that I
get it
take.
naturally. I think I just would rather get it naturally.
Yeah, but you are getting it unnaturally by the animals you're eating.
Yeah.
They are getting injected by B12.
Not all.
Yeah, I know that not all, but if you are consuming factory farms, chickens or pigs, you are getting synthesized
Well, why don't we
vitamin
talk
B12,
about
which is the
fish?
same, which is the
Why don't we
same
talk
kind
about
of.
fish?
Yeah, we can go to fish, but you are getting you're saying, oh, I would never take your little pill. You are taking that pill if you're eating cows, chickens, or pigs.
And who states that they're all? And who is stating that all of these are being are injected?
I never said
How do
all.
we know that?
I didn't say all.
How do we know that? Okay, because
Most.
I don't know if I don't even think it's most, to be honest with you.
I mean, just look it up. It's just a fact.
Not
Most
all
factory
of those
farm animals are
factors.
supplemented B12.
I can I can get I
Okay,
can get the
if you
vitamins that I
if
need
you wanna
naturally.
if you wanna claim that they're not all, then you can provide that evidence. But I believe most. And you said what do you mean you get all your vitamins naturally? Well, I don't care. Like I don't see any issue with taking a vitamin B12, and
Mm. Well, I don't
so
really want to
wait.
take pills my whole life. Instead, where I can get everything I need from animals and plants.
Okay, so regardless of what you prefer, would you
Mm.
admit that uh, plant-based diets, which include B12 supplement?
If you want to be muscular and you want to live long, plants are not going to make you live the longest.
Okay, okay,
Because
another
hold
incorrect.
on, the
Okay.
people that lived the longest are the ones that ate fish and vegetables. We're omnivores. We need
Yeah,
both.
well,
We're
in
not.
the
We're
I
not.
know the study. I know the study you're referring to, but
Oh,
when you compared that's the Adventist vegetarian cohort study. and fish eaters, yeah, you're right. They were the longest eating. That could be due to many factors. That correlation doesn't necessarily equal causation. Not maybe it wasn't the fish that made him eat longer.
It
It could
was
be
the fish. The
uh,
fish is extremely
well,
good for you.
that causal connection.
Science will prove that, especially with
Oh,
the
okay,
omega threes that are in fish. It is
okay,
incredibly
whatever.
good
You
for
can
you, and
supplement
it's
omega three. You can supplement
oh,
omega three. So
well
anyway,
you oh I
and
guess
you
it's just
can. By the
wrong to
way,
get it naturally, and
by the way,
you're
you
getting
can
riled
get it
up now.
naturally. No, no. I'm just. It's just you're making
Okay,
my head spin by all the incorrect information that
well you're
you're.
making my head spin right now.
Okay, sorry.
By the
Let's calm down.
I think we should probably try and go down here because you're getting a little crazy.
No, no. I just want to respond to your point. Can I respond?
I res- what point are you responding to?
The the omega three. Yeah, you can get it from algae, which is the source that the fish get it from. But anyway, uh, uh, a plant-based do you admit that plant-based diet are nutritionally adequate? I don't care if you don't want to take a supplement, but do you admit that?
You can live pretty good. You can live pretty good and pretty decently long with a plant-based diet, but you're gonna live your life not you're gonna live your life very skinny, and you're gonna live your life with not a lot of meat on your bones. And I'm sorry to say, but
Okay,
that's
and
just
you're
how
wrong.
it is. And I know fucking vegans that have eaten nothing but that shit, and they're the most skinniest fucks on earth,
Okay, dude, and
they
sorry,
are
but
not
you're wrong
strong at
about that.
all. Okay, you think I'm wrong? You think I'm wrong all you want, but I have given
Yeah,
my statement. If you despise my
there are
statement,
vegan
that's fine.
bodybuilders. You can watch Game Changers on Netflix. There are vegan bodybuilders that look, just fine, like the meat eating bodybuilders. So, how do you explain those people?
Which what are we talking about exactly here?
There are vegan bodybuilders, and so two things. Though science says that vegan athletes are vegan plant-based diets are nutritionally adequate and helpful for athletes, including bodybuilders. You can check that out. The Academy of Nutrition Dietetics peer-reviewed statement is the position on vegan diets of the Academy of Nutrition Dietetics. So the science disagrees with you. One and two, there are a lot of vegan bodybuilders. You can just
There's science that would agree with my side too. Don't even deny it.
what?
There's science that would agree with mine.
No,
But my
all of the
statements
available. No,
there's stuff that would agree with mine.
You're wrong. All the available evidence suggests that plant-based diets are nutritionally adequate. So you're
Yeah, I
wrong. The
guess you
burden,
hate fishing too. Do you hate people who fish?
I can answer that, but I was gonna respond
You
about
can't, or
just
you said you can or you can't.
I can. I'm gonna respond to it, but I just wanted to finish my thought about the last point you brought up. Uh,
Hold one
uh,
second.
just look up Game Changers on Netflix.
All right, can I ask you a question? Do you hate people that fish?
Do I hate people that fish? I don't know if hate would be a word
Do
I
you
would
dislike
use.
people who fish? Do you not like it? Because
I,
I went fishing
I
yesterday.
dislike the action of fishing. Well, it depends of the fish. I wouldn't have any issue
I'm
with people.
bass fishing. Another good reason why we also kill animals is overpopulation of animals.
Yeah, yeah,
There's
but
if you want to, hold on, you're interrupting. I'm gonna finish this up here.
dude, but you're just you're
Alaska. You want to? I will talk to you. That's just Alaskan king crab.
dude. The thing is, you are doing what's called gish galloping. You're just producing multiply. Let
You know
me
what? I'm gonna
let me
okay.
let me
Well,
respond to
hold
one
on.
at a
I don't.
time, dude.
I'm gonna mute you, and I will speak over you if you do this shit again. Okay?
Go ahead.
I swear. I'm gonna say this. The one reason also why we also kill animals is overpopulation of animals, especially when you look at some of sharks and some fish in the ocean actually keep down a good amount of certain fish overpopulations, and we need some of those fish to do that. But there is certain stuff that's getting out of hand. If you look at some of the Alaskan king crab, they're becoming extremely overpopulated and they're killing massive species, which is one of the reasons why we have to kill them. If you despise that, then you're retarded because you really would. Now you're disagreeing with science, and
Okay,
it's one of the
so
other same
are
reasons
you
why we
gonna let me
kill
respond
certain
or not?
deer.
That this is the thing. You're gish galloping. You're just producing multiple arguments, not letting me answer, not letting me respond to them. Like, can I respond to them?
Why don't you respond to the last thing I said?
Okay, before I respond to the last
No,
thing you said, let me
I'd like
respond
you
to
to
the
respond to the
first thing
last
you
thing I
said.
said.
Before I respond to the last thing I said, I will gonna respond to the bodybuilding thing, which you didn't let me respond.
Oh, fuck that. Fuck that shit. Answer my last question.
Okay, this is not good faith then.
Answer my last good question.
This is not a good faith discussion. Why would I engage with a bad faith actor?
A bad fit. What are you trying to say?
You're debating in bad faith. You're not letting me respond to your arguments. You're gish galloping.
Hold on. Fuck whatever I said before. Who cares? I want you to answer my last question.
No, no, because you know
Can
you're
you
wrong
not? Can
about
you
the
not
last thing
answer
you
it? Oh,
said.
you can't. Oh, you can't answer it, can you?
I will answer it, but I'm gonna
Okay,
respond to
then
the
why don't
first
you do
thing
that?
first.
No, why don't you answer it?
Okay, just let me just say that
You answer that, and I'll listen to whatever you got to say. You answer me that.
you promise you're gonna let me go back to the bodybuilding thing.
Maybe.
No, then no. Let me respond to the first thing you said, and
No,
to move
because
on. Because
I've got this topic on my head right now.
okay, let's go to that topic, but please be good faith and let me respond to your previous arguments you're running away from the answer.
What was my previous argument before the
You were
bodybuilding shit?
claiming no, you were claiming that bodybuilding vegans are not logically possible or something. They are. You can look up the documentary
It
Game
doesn't work the
Changers on
greatest. It doesn't.
Netflix.
It doesn't work the greatest. I'm sure you could. I'm sure you could get anything you need to
Wrong
do. You
again.
could become. On as a vegan, I'm sure you could probably bodybuild, but you're going to take a lot of supplements. And that's what it's going to be. And I don't like supplements. I don't think it. I think that you can get anything you need naturally, and naturally is the way I think it'd be better to go.
Plants are natural,
So
and why not use technology
if you want to
as well?
disagree, I'm sure. If you want to disagree, that's fine.
I
Honestly,
don't
it
disagree.
can go both sides. It can go
Reality
both
disagrees
sides of
with
the
you.
way.
Reality disagrees with
It
you.
can go both
Science,
sides. It
dude.
can go
Please
both
let me
sides.
respond, dude. You're getting riled up now. Now it's you. Like reality is not on your side. Science is not on your side. Like
There is science on my side on some of that stuff.
okay, but vegan bodybuilders do exist. So you were
Mhm.
incorrect about the first thing you said, and then you said another thing that you're also incorrect. That vegan diets are worse
Okay.
for bodybuilding. There's actually
I
no
correct them.
evidence for that.
I'm going to correct myself here, and I'm going to say this. Yes,
Uh,
it is
uh,
possible
I'm
to
getting a
do it.
call. Please, I'll be
Oh,
right back. I'm getting a call. I'll be right back. Hello. Estoy en un debate, beba. ¿Qué pasó? No. Bueno, el rap sí lo consigue, pero si no, no te preocupes. No, tráeme comida si puedes, si hay algo. Si no hay algo, pues nada. Dale, bye bye. Hello, I'm back. What you were saying?
I'm going to correct myself now on what I said before. It is, and this is where it's going to go. We're not going to talk about what I said before. We're going to talk about this. I'm going to correct it. It is possible, yes, as a vegan to muscle build, but it's going to be slow, and you're going to take a lot of supplements, and all of the things that are in those supplements you can get naturally from the animals and vegetables. And that's the way I would prefer to go. It can go both ways. Which way would you rather do? Take pills and go that? It doesn't matter. But
Yeah,
years
but
and years
you're
and
wrong
years
about
and years
that.
and years
Like
ago, years and
you
years and
you
years ago,
you admitted you
there was
admitted.
no pills to hold on.
Mhm.
Years and years ago, there were no pills to take. That kind of stuff you got from animals. The end.
Okay, I don't see the relevance that we today that technology exists. So,
Well, I
so
don't want that
I'm
technology,
glad.
and
By the
that's
way,
my
I'm
choice.
glad.
I'd rather go
But
naturally.
by the way, I just want to say that I appreciate that you were good faith there, and you admitted that you were incorrect about bodybuilders, vegan bodybuilders not being not it not being possible. So I
Yeah,
appreciate that, but
you reminded me on pills.
yeah, but then you were wrong about the second thing you say when you said it's slower and blah 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 blah. That's no evidence for that. That's is about equal actually.
It takes more time.
No, it's about equal actually, and then you can look at the available evidence. You can look at the peer review statement. I'm gonna send that actually. Like I'm gonna send the peer reviewed statement of the Academy of Nutrition and Dietetics. Plant-based diets are nutritionally adequate and helpful uh, for athletes, including bodybuilders. So I'm gonna just send that, and then we can move on to whatever the hell you were saying about overpopulation.
The last thing I did say about this conversation was like I said, hundreds of years ago, there was that talent technology didn't exist, and and you would get the things that were in those supplements from animals, and that's the way I would prefer to go, and that's the way I like to go. I like eating, I like going after it. I don't like taking pills constantly. I don't want to take pills my whole life when I could do it naturally, you know. And that's and it can go both ways.
Okay, so
One
would you
way,
prefer would you prefer to me to post the evidence, or you don't care?
uh, I believe you.
Okay, so yeah, plant-based diets are nutritionally adequate and healthful. Pills, I don't see why you're so scared of pills. The same, it's literally the same. The
It's this,
same.
yeah, it's the same things that are in the animals, yeah. But I would rather eat something that's delicious instead of eating fucking nasty pills every day.
Okay,
I
so
don't
let me
like
ask you
that.
this. Let me ask you this. Let's say it was discovered, and you knew about this, that you needed a key nutrient, not even key, but you there was something in human meat that you would need that
Human meat?
yeah,
I
it's
don't fucking eat
hypothetical.
humans. What the fuck? No.
Hypothetically, by the way.
Okay, hypothetically, I would rather die before I ate a human, okay?
Oh, no, but my hypothetical was this. Okay, let's say you discovered you were eating human meat already. Like, let's say you all the things
What
that
the
you
fuck?
could.
Okay, I'm not good with hypothetical questions. I'm a little sorry on that. I don't like hypothetical questions at all. I don't mean to interrupt you on it, but I'm not gonna do well with this stuff, and you're not gonna like my
No,
answers.
it's really quick. I just want to get to the core of your values. I just want to ask you a quick question: Is if the only way to get off the human products that you were currently eating, let's say you discovered everybody was lying to you or you were eating human meat, and
Oh man.
the only way to get out of it and be in a nutritionally adequate diet would be to take a pill. Would you take a
Well,
pill or
yeah.
continue to eat
If
the humans?
so, if everything, if animals were all humans and all of that was true, if fish were magically humans, well, that would be
Mhm.
different. Well, that would be extremely different. But you know what? That makes no damn sense, and it would never happen. So, in your term, yeah, I would agree with that. But it doesn't. It would never happen. And like I
But you
said,
you would take a pill.
animals are different.
I agree it would
Humans and
never
animals are
happen.
completely different.
I just want to get to the core of what you value. I agree. In philosophy, hypotheticals are important just to get to the core
Yeah,
of what you
I
value.
don't do
I
good with
agree it would never happen.
philosophy.
Okay, but would you take a pill though? Would you take a pill if it would mean not eating humans?
Uh, yeah, I would probably do that, but I'm not eating humans, am I?
Okay, so then there's just a fundamental value difference there. The way I see animals, I would say, and vegans, like people that value animals, they would prefer to take a pill. Like
I
you
value animals.
Mhm.
Don't act like I don't.
No, well, not enough to not support
Mm.
their torture and murder.
S- Torture and murder is different from killing an animal for food, as I've stated. But if that's what you want to believe, that's fine. But we'll continue, like you said, to the overpopulation thing. And I'm gonna make one statement about it real quick, because might get pulled up. Are you okay with moving on to the next topic?
Yeah, it's okay. I'm gonna get some water, but I'm listening to you with my headphones.
Okay. Right. Overpopulation. So, in the United States, if you're from the United States, we have an efficient game, and one of the reasons why we have people that hunt like a lot of animals and fish a lot of the times, especially like Alaskan king crab was a great example of what I said for overpopulation in animals was because they're killing much more species. If you cared about animals, if you truly did care about animals, you would be okay with hunting. Because if we left some of these animals to do it, if we never touched animals again, the overpopulation and would be insane. It would destroy many species, and it would be very bad for the climate.
Yeah, I disagree with you. I do care about animals, but I don't think that entails me supporting hunting. Let me tell you why. Like, for example, you do care a lot about humans, right? Let's say, there was an overpopulation crisis in humanity, and it was discovered that the only way to prevent that and to prevent climate change would be to shoot up a couple of humans and
I've
just
heard
murder.
this one before. I'll give you this. And this is where we go into a hypothetical question again, and that's why I don't do Google
Well, not
Plus.
necessarily, not
But
necessarily
here's
hypothetical, because there's already.
here's something I've got for you. I don't
Okay.
think overpopulation would ever happen specifically because of the diseases that are part of the earth itself. There's a reason why humans I almost like to say there's sometimes a reason why so many humans die from diseases. Like think of COVID-19, that killed population, but it also kept the population at state. It's almost naturally the way it is. I don't think that there will be a population problem ever because of these reasons and the things like that. But like I said, humans are in turn different from animals, and I don't want to compare that. And you're going to pull up the same things again with your
No, I'm
hypothetical
not. I'm
question.
not. I'm not gonna
Like
pull up
it's
the same
hard for
things.
me to
I'm just
explain
saying.
to you.
I agree that you think they're different, and I do think they're different too. But I value both. Where I was going with this is like you could be right about that. I don't know if overpopulation, like,
Do
that's
you
an
kill
empirical
mosquitoes?
question.
Do
What?
you kill mosquitoes? Do you kill mosquitoes?
Yeah, we can go there, but let me respond to the first thing. Uh, that you're Don't start gish galloping, dude. Okay, so
Sorry, I'm just curious.
you just claimed that I was inconsistent to be vegan and don't support hunting. I disagree with that, and the reason is, if it was the case, like it's an empirical question whether overpopulation of humanity is possible or not. Like, you could be right, I could be right. Let's say it was possible, and we were overpopulating, and we were gonna slowly starve, and we would suffer more if we were to keep this overpopulation, and the only way to prevent future suffering was to shoot up a bunch of humans and holocaust them all. I would still not support that. I would still
Would never
say that's
support
wrong.
that. I would never
Exactly.
support that either.
That's why I
But
don't
that's
support
mhm,
hunting.
right.
That's the same
But
reason, the
that's
same logic.
but hunting is different when there's a reason. Like when I go back to the Bible, we have guidance over the animals. We're supposed to take care of these animals. Now, whether, like you said, whether you're not the way you want to interpret it, it could mean different things. But maybe the thing I stated is the way to keep everything intact and be able to keep the everything living flourishing. You know, as in the Bible, God has overall control of everything, but God has given us free will to do as we wish and gives options. Hunting in this world is almost needed because if we don't stop some of this stuff, even plant-based diets will be eradicated, and there is many species will die as a result. That's like I watched a thing the other day on sharks, and it was something I can't remember exactly, but they're really useful because they keep overpopulation of certain species down, which is really crucial for the climate. Because if it gets out of hand, then it can cause more species to be eradicated.
Okay,
My
so two things there. So one is an empirical claim that, I don't know if you're right or not, that hunting is necessary. I don't think that's true. Like, again, the burden of proof is on you. You might be right. But the
research
second
set
thing
up.
is what? Oh yes, but anyway, I wouldn't.
You can
I
switch it up if
still
you disagree.
okay, but the thing is, I still wouldn't care. Like because I don't think in the same way you don't think killing a bunch of
Well, then
humans
you're a hypocrite.
would be cor-
I'm sorry to say, but this is the thing I've come across with vegans is that
no.
you want to talk about animal
What's the
suffering, but
value? What's the
you
value
want to
of
talk
being a hypocrite?
about
Well,
you want to talk about animal suffering. Let's talk about how the fact that more animals. How about animal on animal? Is that crime too? Is that bad? Should we make all of the animals in the world become vegans? Because if we do that, then most of them are going to die. You realize animals themselves are killing other animals.
yeah,
I don't
that's
think
the
that
thing.
I don't
You
think
were.
that
I
you
think you're
realize the
wrong about.
hypocrisy of the problem
Please,
with
please let me
vegans is that
respond to the
you don't seem to
accusation.
because
You
you don't
accused
seem to
me.
understand. You don't
You
seem to
accuse me of
understand.
something. Okay, but let me respond to the accusation. Like it's really important when you accuse somebody of something, you let them a chance to respond. Like I think you're incorrect. Like you're saying I'm being a hypocrite according to what value? What value do I have that I am not following?
Okay, what value? Okay, you want to
Yeah.
you state that you care about animals. You don't want any Christian. I mean, excuse me. Was it uh, you don't want any animal suffering or any animal murder or cruelty. We shouldn't kill animals. We shouldn't hunt animals. This, that. But what you don't realize is that you state you care about all of these things, and yet if we didn't do the hunting, if we didn't do some of the fishing that we did, most of there would be more than just animal species that would be wiped out entirely. There would be uh what is it? There, what's the? I've got something I was going to say and I fucking forgot it. Certain plant species would be eradicated too for in the overpopulation of certain animals. And as stated, I'm also calling you a hypocrite because you want to get mad at humans for killing animals and this that, but there's so many carnivores of animals. It's insane, and animals kill plenty of animals.
Okay, we can go
What about that?
to carnivores. Let me
What about the
but let me
rats?
respond to the hypocrite accusation first. Let me okay. I'll respond to the predation issue, but let me first clarify that this is why philosophy is important because in morality there in ethics there's some stuff that's more important than others. Like for example, you say like I care about animals, but I wouldn't reduce their suffering if I have
But
to.
you're
No,
a philosophy graduate student, right?
no, I study
You
psychology
study
actually.
no, excuse me. I
Psychology.
thought, but do you study philosophy?
My free time.
Now, this is the problem where I'm gonna have to probably end this conversation because the problem is that
Scared of.
philosophy itself, it's what's better than the other is
Okay,
what always comes
forget
up.
forget about
And
philosophy. Okay, let's
I
fuck
know, but half the
philosophy. Okay.
questions that you pulled up to me, they're philosophy related, and
No,
you're pulling up
I'm just
things
gonna
that
talk to you. I'm just
yeah.
gonna talk to you. Just defend myself about the hypocrite claim. I'm not gonna use philosophy.
Okay.
I'm just gonna tell you that I care about some stuff more than suffering. For example, I care more about protecting rights than I care about reducing suffering at all costs. Like for example, in the human case, if it would mean reducing human suffering to commit a holocaust, I would still think that a Holocaust would be morally wrong, even if it reduced
Yeah.
long-term suffering.
So would I.
Of course,
I
and
think that I would agree
that's
with you
why
on
I'm not
that.
a hypocrite. That's why I'm not a hypocrite because
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
think the same thing about the animals.
But the problem is like I said, if certain, it's almost like as vegans, you get vegetables. Those things come from the ground. If some species, I believe, if they overpopulate, it would eradicate species of plants, and it would destroy many different things. And as guidance over the animals, we have the rights to kill animals for both our food and to help the population and to keep things intact and a balance.
Okay, but do
And
you retract?
as
Do you? Mhm.
I know that you personally think that killing animals is just as bad as killing a human.
No, I
I've
don't
heard
think that.
many
I
vegans.
don't think that actually.
Well, you stated it's murder several times.
Yeah, well, the way I define murder is not anthropocentric, but I would still think that taking the life of a human in most cases would be wrong. Would be worst. Sorry.
Well, but like I said, the last thing the reason why I called you hypocrite the most is that you despise that humans killing animals, but yet most animals kill other animals. What about sharks? What about lions?
Yeah, yeah.
Come
So
on.
yeah, that's the
Yeah,
thing. That's the
I mean,
thing.
they're out there fucking killing all of these animals, and that you're getting
Dude, you're
mad at
gonna
me
like
because
my
I.
answer. You're gonna like my answer, by the way. I'm not inconsistent there either. I support hunting or calling carnivorous animals.
Oh, so we should do that. We should kill those. Oh, well.
Well, I don't know if it's a moral obligation. I don't know if we should, but it would be morally justified. Like for
Okay,
example,
so
let
now
me
you're
let me
a double hypocrite. So you're okay with killing carnivorous animals, but you're not okay with killing animals that aren't carnivorous, but yet are destroying hundreds of other species. You make no sense. You are
no, but it would
you're
no
contradicting yourself into
no.
many different
I'm
problems, and
gonna
this is the
explain. I'm
problem.
gonna explain. I'm gonna explain why it's not a contradiction, and you would probably agree with me in the human context. Like, I again, uh, the the thing about the issue about of predation, it would the reason I think it's okay to kill predators is not because I like killing or I think it's right to kill. It would be to prevent right violations. But for example, you would agree that it would be fine to shoot a lion if it was about to eat if it was about to eat you, right?
Yeah, it's called self-defense. Just how another lion in the wild. If you ever study lions, you'll see male lions fight the shit out of each other. Okay, because that
Yeah, but
lion's fucking with that
let's
lion.
say
It's called self-defense. So you know what? You want to talk about this that I've had enough of this. This conversation's been fun. You're a hypocrite. Have a good day.
no. Okay. So he gave up. What a fucking loser.